What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kind of Funny's XCU in Review. That's right. We are ranking and reviewing every movie in the X-Men cinematic universe. And guess what? This is the last episode for this. This is our final XCU movie until maybe next year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No,
for the Order of the Phoenix.
The Order of the Phoenix. And
I love those Is it fucking heat vision? Is it concussive blast? Nobody knows.
Well, the good thing is at some point they're just going to redo all these, so we'll just do it again.
Do it again. Well, at that point, it'll be MCU universe.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, Andy's going to have to make the text even smaller.
Yeah.
On that one. It's going to be great.
Man, it's going to keep going forever. Ladies and gentlemen, this show happens every week, Thursday at 9 a.m. on youtube.com/kindoffunny or on podcast services. Just search for Kind of Funny Reviews. As we end XCU in review, we're going to start up Spider-Man in review. And it's going to be all of the non-MCU Spider-Man movies. So that will include...
Starting with...
the Sam Raimi trilogy. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. Then
can't wait.
We're going to get into The Amazing Spider-Man and then The Amazing Spider-Man 2, leading into Venom. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, the XCU interview is weird because it didn't lead into anything. Well, guess what? Now we're leading into Venom.
Are we also kind of leading into the Spider-Verse movie?
Ooh.
Kind of. We will be adding into the Spider-Verse in this timeline as well.
Sure.
How bad do you think that shot's going to look when Peter Parker climbs up the building for the first time in the first
When he does that
Spider-Man?
thing where he goes... Zing, zing,
Remember how it was like a cartoon?
He's in like that blue
Do you remember?
sweatshirt.
I can't wait.
Do you remember the one where he's swinging and it's clear that he's holding a mannequin and the fan is blowing the wrong way? I can't wait for this.
I don't remember that.
I
These
can't wait.
movies.
Kirsten Dunst.
It's Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst is holding a dummy. There's like a Spider-Man like this, and she's like...
And he's just like not moving.
The Green Goblin is the thing I'm looking forward to.
Willem Dafoe.
Me and MJ are gonna have a hell of a time. I love Willem Dafoe. I'll say it right now.
Yeah?
Again.
You're not a coward. I
Crazy.
appreciate
I
that.
didn't realize he was James and Elise Williams' dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
James and Elise Williams is dead.
That's how things work. Nick
Do what you
Scarpino,
will with
Greg
her, then
Miller,
bring her
Ken
to the
Kowal,
curb.
Andy Cortez,
Hey,
Tim
guys.
Gettys here.
Yeah.
As always, the crew breaking these movies down. Today we are doing Deadpool 2, released on May 18th, 2018, and my God, it feels like yesterday.
It does.
Directed by David Leitch, who I did not know. I was unfamiliar with him. Are you familiar with him?
John
Nick?
Wick, yeah.
John motherfucking
Well,
Wick.
one of the guys. I guess John Wick had like multiple directors.
He was co-director
Yeah.
on John Wick. He was also executive producer on John Wick 2. He directed Atomic Blonde,
Yep.
which I didn't see. Heard
I
decent
liked.
things about. Heard
I enjoyed it.
Heard the
Nick
action
did the
was
thing.
good.
Nick set the bar so low. Like, oh, it's just one thing.
It just was story-wise was a little bit of a mess. It was beautifully shot though. Good
Charlize
great action.
Theron.
That scene that there's great action set pieces.
Yeah,
in the
really
Atomic
good.
Blonde. It's just the plot doesn't really. But we're not talking about that movie today.
He is also directing the upcoming Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Yeah,
And
is.
I'm pretty
It's
I'm
gonna be
there for
great.
that.
He's a great action director.
And that's the thing. So he was second unit director on Ninja Assassin, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters,
Have you
The
seen-
Wolverine.
Ninja Assassin.
Have you seen
And
Ninja Assassin?
Not
yeah,
that
dude.
bad.
That's a bad
Not
motherfucking
fucking
movie.
bad.
Was that in 3D?
bad.
Like, was that in 3D? Was
Ninja
it?
Assassin was in fact in 3D.
Oh man, yeah.
So I just saw
That
that
was-
pop up on
Not
like
as Han,
Amazon
though.
Prime, and I'm like, I gotta watch Ninja Assassin.
You should watch it in
It's a dope
3D.
fucking movie, man.
Okay.
It makes it better.
I have a 3D TV.
Ninja Turtles 1 and
you?
2, the Michael Bay ones. He was also second unit director on that for action scenes.
Okay.
Which again, and Civil War
Y'all got jokes
for that. So many jokes. But there's a common
nailed
through
it.
line with all these, and they all have dope ass action set pieces. So I thought it was a great call for Deadpool 2. I was looking into why they didn't just go with Miller from the first movie, because it was his like directorial debut, and he kind of knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
He got fired,
Screen
right?
Rant has some things here. Miller left the film over mutual creative differences with Ryan Reynolds, reportedly based on several factors, including Reynolds' expanded creative control over the sequel. Miller's wish for a more stylized follow-up than the first film versus Reynolds' focus on the raunchy comedy style that earned the first movie its R rating, and Miller's intention to cast Chandler as Cable. Who'd Chandler be?
Chandler Bing from Friends.
Get the
That's
fuck
the only
out.
Chandler I know too.
There's no way.
You want a 74-year-old Matthew Perry to be? Better get jacked.
Did he
Stop
kick the
smoking
drug
cigarettes.
thing?
I don't think that's who they're
I'm
talking
gonna look
about.
into it. Try to get you in there.
Kyle Chandler, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, I
Kyle
don't know.
Chandler's the guy from Friday Night Lights, so maybe.
Maybe.
He's
Which Reynolds
coach.
opposed. Fox ultimately backed its marketable star.
Kyle Chandler is what's popping up.
Yeah,
here.
that would be
Chandler.
my guess.
What's he look like?
How does he look?
Oh,
yeah,
it's
that's
Friday Night
not
Lights
terrible.
guy.
That's not
Friday Night Lights
terrible.
coach. From TV show Friday Night Lights.
Did I say
just
it?
can't
I'm
picture
hallucinating
that.
right
Was that
now.
not a
I said it right. I wish you paid attention to me sometimes, Miller. Just once.
I was just confirming.
I'm gonna Kimura arm lock you.
Do it, fucking coward. I'm not looking right now. Look at it. There it is. I won't.
Reynolds said that he could only add that he's sad to see Tim leave the film. Tim's brilliant, and nobody worked harder on Deadpool than he did. A week after Miller's departure, Fox was looking at David Leitch, Drew Goddard, Magnus Martins, and Rupert Sanders as potential replacements for the director. Leitch was the strong front-runner for the role and signed on a month later. Reynolds, a fan of John Wick, said the director really understands the Deadpool sensibilities and where we needed to take the franchise and can make a movie on an ultra-tight, minimal budget look like it was shot for 10 to 15 times what it cost.
And they did.
They did. This movie, a budget of $110 million, box office of $733.2 million. Grossed over $733 million worldwide, making it the 5th highest grossing film in 2018, as well as the 3rd highest grossing R-rated film and the 3rd highest grossing X-Men film.
Wow.
Damn. That's a pretty high accolade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The runtime, 1 hour, 59 minutes, but we watched the super duper cut with 15 more minutes of action-packed comedy thrills.
Totally worth it.
Totally fucking worth it.
I didn't. I missed that point.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah?
Didn't see that in any of the
you missed
emails
out.
of what to do.
You didn't watch the link I sent you?
Couldn't make it work, so just bought it.
You just download it?
Didn't work. I'm telling you what, I should try and put it in the PS4. It's like, nah.
Anyway.
It's
I
interesting
appreciated
because
it.
there are some things in this that are like we were talking over lunch. Originally, one of the jokes that I loved so much in the first cut in the theatrical cut was a Hayukio joke, but like they just nailed it every single time and it built, and they just didn't do as much of it in this. Like it didn't. I was like, oh, that's sad. It was like a more touching thing between them than it was an actual joke that they hammered through.
Yeah,
which is strange.
Weird
the
call.
X-Force joke, I don't think was a setup either. Like there's a part like he eventually gets to the point where it's like X-Force. And that just wasn't. It kind of fell flat.
I only
still love that.
remember the X-Force joke once in this one.
In this one? No, they say
in the
3
super
times.
duper cut, but I just remember that being more of a bigger joke in the original. I think it's because there's so much more in this that all the jokes just get brought down a little bit. But by virtue of there being a shit ton more of them, it's still fun. I like this cut.
I think
better.
that the biggest difference, in my opinion, was the scene where he is jumping on the back of the thing, pulls out his katana, and starts like getting shot by Cable. And like we got the scene from the trailer where he's like, "Your balls are fast."
Yeah,
and that joke fucking was so good.
Different line delivery though than
totally.
from the previous.
that's
Same
pretty
line.
much what this movie, though, what the super duper cut was just different takes on a lot of the jokes.
Yeah.
Which, having just watched this movie a couple months ago, I liked how different it was. Same tone, but just like kind of just here's an alt take on 90% of the jokes.
I forgot what the joke was in the original movie where he is cutting all those bullets. In the actual movie, he says something else, and
He
we're
goes,
like,
all right,
Yeah,
come
and
on,
it
one-eyed Will, and he cuts it in half, and then he gets shot a bunch, and he goes, ow.
You're
was it just out?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I remember
in the movie theaters, it felt
wanting
flat.
to
We're
have
all
the
ready
preview
for it.
cut.
Yeah, we're all ready for it.
And it sucked.
It was
and
a
then
poor
there was
choice.
also there was weird little setups like where he like fills up the soap thing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, just fill it up." And later we saw the
you
joke
get
where
the
he's like,
Interesting to pay off to
"Oh,
Colossus.
yeah."
Yeah, a lot of smart calls for the original cut of what they cut, but I loved all the action they added in this was so good. There was an extended, the whole beginning scene, the world tour where you just go into a bunch of places and fucking people up. Every scene was a little
longer.
bit extended,
Yeah.
and especially the bath scene.
The bath scene, which I feel like it was much longer and
the
way more
choreography
gory.
was fucking dope as hell.
'Cause I don't remember-
People got fucked, man.
Yeah.
Heads just getting lobbed off left and right. Hot. Into it.
There was that, and then I think there was also some added stuff that they put in with Colossus, which I actually liked a lot because it gave them way more of a bromance. We actually kind of started feeling for them. You're like, he kind of fucked him over here. And now he's feeling bad, and I want them to be friends, which I thought was really good.
I think this is one of those cases where I don't think that the director's cut is better. Or it's not the director's cut. The extra long cut is better. It's just different.
Yeah.
Like alternate
I
takes on
think
it.
I liked it. It had a couple weaker moments, but overall I enjoyed it more, especially at the very end with the last little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was the final, like in the post credits, you know how he goes back in time and stuff?
Yeah.
They added a scene where he goes back in time to kill baby Hitler.
No, nice.
But
What
he's
happens?
super
He's trying
conflicted about
Yeah,
it.
he's just like,
And
oh,
these
this
guys
guy's
said, you would have liked it because he goes, he's tested
He's
up.
in a
like-
nursery.
He's trying to like psych himself up to do it. He's like, Jesus, am I really going to do this? He's like, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. It was so fucking good. It was so good.
yeah.
I seem to.
Did he kill it? Did he kill Hitler?
No, it comes
it
back in
cuts
the
out
very,
with
very
his-
post sequence. He comes back and he's like holding him and he's like, I'm gonna introduce you to my friend Cable. He's really into killing kids because he can't do it.
Yeah.
There was an article that I read where later on, there was another part added onto that where all he does is draw a little mustache with the Sharpie, and he says some line. I don't really remember what it was. So, but yeah, I was really happy to see that part because that part was not in the original cut. I feel like I'm of a different opinion from all of y'all. Like, I just feel like I laughed just as much as I feel like the last one, but I still felt like so much of the comedy didn't hit. I felt like it was just everything in the kitchen sink, just fucking nonstop jokes that I just was not finding humorous at all. And I don't know, just kind of, I felt like they were trying way too hard.
I feel like since the first one, I've like grown to appreciate his humor more, where he's randomly saying shit like chimichangas and he's maximum effort, where I just kind of enjoy, like, that's his little quirks, like that's who the character is. Where it's, I get that some people from the comics are probably like, fuck yeah, like this is really nailing it. I feel like since the first one, it made more sense. Yeah.
My problem was, I think, just the whole seeing Deadpool and Vanessa cohabitate for what we do and set that up. It just, for me, just breaks it in so many ways, because when he's with her, he's a normal dude. I mean, he's horribly scarred or whatever, and he has a raunchy sense of humor and all this shit. Okay, sure, but then to see him go to the super Deadpool stuff, it's just like, oh well, it's just weird to see you be a normal person, normal boyfriend.
Yeah, I feel like he's the same person.
No, it's the same for me. We were talking about that over lunch too, where I'm like, every time I feel like he's got the mask off, he's just a toned down, more realistic, more humanized version. And of course, it could just literally be because you're seeing his face that I feel like a more of a connection with him. But I'm with Greg on this. Like, every time you see the white eyes and the mask on, it's like, it's just crazy, like amped up Deadpool style, where it's just crazy line after crazy line after crazy line, and he's wacky and he's getting killed. And then, yeah, when you see him on the couch with Vanessa, or, even when he's got the mask off, it's just a little bit toned down.
I think it is just because you see his face. Because like any scene of him talking to Colossus, mask on, mask off, it doesn't matter. It's the same.
But I agree with that. No, totally. But I feel like when we introduce the Deadpool who's with Vanessa, mask off, it's just Ryan Reynolds.
Way more
so weird.
As quick as possible.
Well, yeah, but then they undid it, so we'll see what they do in Deadpool 3.
Hilarious.
If we get there.
Did they undo that? Like,
according to them, they put out, there was an article up after release.
So that is canon.
They're like, oh yeah, no, we totally undid the movie.
That's fucking brilliant. I love it. It's like, good thing I sharpened the cream cheese spreader.
Yeah.
So fucking good. My least favorite part of this movie was the Vanessa stuff. I loved them in the first movie, but all of the weird fucking like
kiss me, like you miss me.
We're in the wall.
I like the
didn't like that?
That made me tear up at the end.
I don't like seeing him in a relationship, just because, like, I want to see the crazy merc Deadpool, not the like, look at me be a normal person Deadpool. And so every time he like, before she dies, like that moment they have together, I was just like, all right, come on, let's get through this. And I really like the weird dream sequences that kind of, that to me is like, oh, like in the comics where like he's in love with death.
I don't know. I just didn't like it. I felt like the first movie did a much better job of having the emotional through line of their relationship and the flashback scenes making sense of like, here's what's happening in present time, but here's how we got there. I feel like this movie was like, oh, we're just going to repeat the exact same thing we did in the first one, but here's the new reasoning, and it's like she's dead and he's going into like seeing her in like limbo or whatever. I was like,
well, see, I liked it, and I felt like it wasn't necessarily, and not to get too philosophical, but I don't think it was like a literal like he's going into limbo and seeing her spirit. I think it was just as his body's dying, he's like hallucinating this, and this is what he's imagining. And
I think he was going. I read it as he was going to heaven or purgatory or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read that far into it as far as like, is this literal or is this not literal? I just liked it because it showed like he was actually really in pain and trying to kill himself. And I think you got a lot more of that in this, where I even think we got more scenes of him trying to kill himself.
Yeah, there was the whole sequence of him like
jumping
off the
montage
cliff.
of suicide attempts,
which was really, really fucking sad.
And in the real movie,
fucked up.
In the real movie, there was no montage, right?
No,
it just cuts him.
Yeah, that's what I liked about
house.
this, is that I really felt like that was like, he was like, yeah, this is the one thing grounding me in reality. Now that she's gone, I'm fucking like, he's just totally lost. And I liked it because it gave a lot of motivation for why he was so pissed off and like wanted to protect this kid now too. Because, I think that was like the meaning of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm legit like blown away by the whole like they undid the whole movie. Like, I didn't realize that was the case.
No, that's like the most hilarious joke, is that he actually fucking does it. He goes back and undoes it. It's great.
That's why I disagree with you about the whole kitchen sink thing being bad. I like it because I feel like this movie, if it's in one word, it's relentless. It's just constant. It takes the first movie and just ups the ante. And I feel like it succeeds where 90% of the time I get the reference, but 10% of the time there's a reference I don't get, but I know it's a reference. And like, I know that there's a joke somewhere that somebody laughed at. And there's some things that don't hit even for people that do get it, like the dubstep stuff. still is like.
Although
Which
in
they
this
changed.
one
Yeah.
they changed
Yeah.
and actually made a joke about how dubstep's not relevant anymore, which I was like, oh, that makes more sense. And he's like, in the first one, remember? I think I turned to Andy. I was like, why are they like relying so much on this dubstep joke? That's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you can excuse it by saying it's joke after joke after joke, so you can't really tell if the last joke bombed because the next joke's already hitting. But that's still, I still shouldn't. I don't think that's an excuse, like a legit excuse. I thought they tried way too hard, and I still laughed a lot. Like I still enjoyed the movie quite a bit, but at the end, it's just like God, they tried way too fucking hard.
Yeah.
I feel like they
don't know.
succeeded way too hard. I think
They
that
succeeded way
they
too
did,
hard.
They did, man. I feel like this movie has no right to be as good as it is as a sequel to a movie that is so stylized. Like, and I love that they took what worked, they added on it, and I think that the cast of characters in this one is a lot stronger than the cast in the first movie. And like, yeah, Cable, he's fine, whatever. But when you add on all of X-Force, like they're so fucking awesome. And the scene from the interview of them trying to get the team together all the way through to them parachuting out with fucking Thunderstruck playing and all that, I'm like, that is what Deadpool is all about. And I feel like the first movie never has that scene.
It's egregious.
It's
When
fucking
they start
great.
dying,
It's so good. It's so good.
But yeah, I'll back that sentiment as well. I think you got a couple things in play here. One is that these people have played these roles before, and so they're gelled a little bit more as a cast, which I think is always one of the nice luxuries of these big comic book like tentpole movies, is that when they get to play them over and over again, they have that common sort of like you know, you just feel it. They have better chemistry together. One, like, and two, having just watched Deadpool, like I think this is a more entertaining movie. I think like watching almost these movies back to back, I like the second one more, which I can't really say a lot for, you know, I can't say that about Iron Man necessarily. Yeah.
I just love I guess with part one, it felt so original and new. And this is what it would be like if they made Napoleon Dynamite 2. Like trying to recapture that lining in a bottle. And it's weird saying that because there were still plenty of times that I laughed at this movie, but I felt like I felt like it was really badly paced in a lot of the beginning, to where I never knew when the movie was gonna get going, and then it finally did. But it was like we're 30 something minutes in, and I feel like
The intro bit
it
is
just feels
way into the
awkward.
movie.
Yeah, it feels really awkward. But I felt that even the original version, like in the theatrical version, but this cut even more so, just felt like, oh, let's fit another scene here, let's fit another joke in here, and it felt weird.
There's so many good moments in this
There's
movie.
so many good
Like,
moments.
fucking puts the cocaine up his mask and just slaps it.
Right before when he opens that and it's like
The
2
cure for
pounds of
blindness.
cocaine and the cure from blindness.
Cure for blindness.
That's because we're doing the XCU review and having just watched Deadpool a couple weeks ago. There's so many references to the movie that like it goes back to what I was saying a second ago. Like if you know it's a reference to something, but you're not sure what. This movie references the first movie so often.
So much.
Colossus is like when Deadpool does the speech at the end. I didn't realize it was Colossus'
Oh,
speech.
yeah.
4 or 5 moments or whatever it was. Yeah.
It's like it's fucking awesome, and the cure for blindness and just a ton of different shit like that.
That was good.
Yeah, I was telling you guys at lunch, after rewatching both these movies, I firmly believe that Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is the most perfect portrayal of a comic book character that we've ever seen on camera. And that's more than Logan with Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Then obviously those are fucking amazing, but Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. The character that he created in this movie, like I just feel like it's even better than the comics.
It's
Wow.
weird to say, but I feel
Wow.
like he was like bored to play this role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He gives a
It's-
fuck.
What's crazy is someday this will be absorbed by the MCU. And God, if they're smart, they're going to keep Ryan Reynolds and he's going to be making jokes about that. And it's going to be so great. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
You want to hit me with that plot, Greg?
Sure, fill in the gaps on what I fuck up from the movie I didn't watch. So we start on top of the gas tanks. Deadpool's sad. We get a Deadpool voiceover or whatever. Flicks cigarette up, blows himself up.
Love it.
Yeah, you
Well,
do.
first we get the click with the Logan, like right off the bat, a Logan reference where he's like, he fucking died in his movie. Bullshit. I'm gonna die in this movie. Like he stole my thunder, which I thought was great. Fun little. That was the thing too. Is like this movie's so fucking self-aware, and Andy, to your point, it's almost too self-aware. Where you almost feel like it's a parody of a parody of a parody movie. You're like, where the fuck are we at here? Anyway,
My thing is, I don't, and this is, for everything we said here, I think I like Deadpool 1 better.
Okay.
With this one, I feel, this is my problem with the Deadpool movies, why I like the Deadpool comics more than I like the Deadpool movies, the Deadpool cartoon. I don't think he makes enough fourth wall breaking jokes of this. And it's also the same reason that the Vanessa line doesn't work for me in this movie, of like, he is Ferris Bueller from the end of Deadpool 1, but he's also still in this loving relationship with her. And it's like, it's never been established. Like Deadpool in the comics is crazy, right? Or everybody thinks he's crazy because he acknowledges the fourth wall and talks to this and reads thought bubbles and shit like that. But since Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool never goes that way, why does he care about anything? Does he know that it's all fake and he's in this world, or does he know that, like, I'm never sure where his Deadpool's at. And I think for me, it's the reason why I'm like, whatever. Sidetracked. Blows himself up. Then we get back and it's, hey, he's been Deadpool. He's been living the dream here. He's been out killing all these people. And we get the world tour thing, which was shorter for me, obviously, but still that of running around killing all the guys in the bathhouse, lifting the little loincloth. Scoutmaster Kevin.
Different joke there.
Joke, yeah.
I like that joke way more.
What was
than,
yours? Way.
I forgot what the what the fuck did he say?
I don't remember what he said, but it was different.
He said something about you've been eating your something, haven't you? Like alluding that
Spinach or
he's
whatever.
healthy or whatever. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
the Scoutmaster joke way more.
Yeah. So yeah, he's bopping around, killing people, jumping through the glass, doing all stuff, fighting in the bars, woman's there, all this stuff. He's killing people. It's great. He's being Deadpool. And then we jump to him in a warehouse or whatever at home base. He's come back to our shores, chasing one guy's running in slow motion. The other guys are all getting blown up, shot,
What a
on
fucking
fire.
cool scene.
Yeah.
I don't know how they shot that.
He's like, that guy's on fire. That's not CG. That's real fire.
Yeah. But the dude locks himself in a safe room. Deadpool's like, come on, it's my anniversary. I gotta go. A whole bunch of more people, reinforcements show up. They're ready to kill Deadpool. We cut outside Dopinder in his cab, listening to a Tony Robbins book on tape, which is funny. Just having good. Dopinder, such a great character.
So good.
Deadpool runs in, jumps into the cab. Cab speeds away. Deadpool gets dropped off. He walks in. It's him, Vanessa again. He gives her a bunch of excuses. They go back and forth, and we get the "Kiss Me Like You Miss Me" read. I think it's a great line. At the end, I definitely choke up watching it.
I don't dislike the character. I just like some of the things they have her say. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it's too close to Ryan Reynolds' sort of like way he talks.
Cadence and like the scripting.
Yeah, it's just I
don't
feel
feel
like
like
it smacks of the same person wrote both characters, which I don't like. It's one of the things I don't like in comics when you're reading comics and if you just covered the image, just read the things, you're like, I don't know who's saying what.
Sure.
Because there's no actual defined role. I think I just don't love that. I don't love that back and forth, but I do like the character and I do like that she's his main motivation.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's their anniversary. Ryan Reynolds gives her he gives her the token
thing.
from their first thing. It's the token from the skee ball thing.
100% lead or whatever he says.
Yeah, she kisses. That's not a good idea to do with lead. She gives him a box. He opens up. It's her IUD
to do with lead. It's true.
And I like when he's like, it's an explosive. She's like, no, it's my birth control. They want to have a baby. Let's make a super baby. Let's watch some porn. They put on Papa Can You Hear Me, which is the Yentl, right?
He's like, I never realized. He's like, nobody fucking realizes
That's
this
lead.
is
Yeah,
T1
they do a great
That,
job.
that was a good setup.
I loved
yeah.
exactly the
fucking
setup
good.
of that. Of like, doesn't this sound familiar? And then, of course, got bad guys break in. Deadpool kills all of them, but misses with the cream cheese spreader. Vanessa gets shot.
Dude, this next scene where he realizes she's dead. It's a fucking
Yes.
hard scene
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He screams. It's all done in like with like the music and the sound effects over it, and then you see him fucking jump out the window.
Oh my god.
We turns it right, like the ding of the toaster strudel, and you see him like look over, and it's like now it's on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's done. This isn't where he's going. Yeah, go ahead.
Jumps out the window into the rain. Right. The guy sees him, starts the car, crashes, and he runs at the fucking car and pushes the guy through, like goes through the window and pushes the guy out the other fucking door.
Yeah.
Then picks the guy up and you see him hug him and you're like, oh, he's accepting the fact that this guy's killed him and maybe he's turning to leave and then just immediately steps into oncoming
Fucking
traffic.
so
It's
brutal.
Yeah.
But again, it gives those two characters more emotional resonance than any other pair we've seen.
It's fucked. I mean, that's the thing about Deadpool is you don't know if he's crazy or not. And I understand your criticism of like when he's with her and he's grounded in that reality, he does come off like a real character. But like you see that he's a little psychotic, at least in this scene of like, then he goes on a terror of trying to kill himself, which, sorry, keep going.
No, you're fine.
Real quick, just to talk about him a little bit. I think that like the movie Deadpool is different than the comic book because Deadpool because I've never thought he was crazy in the movies. You know, like I understand in the comics he's crazy, and like in the movies, whenever he breaks the fourth wall, I feel like that's just Ryan Reynolds breaking the fourth wall to like talk to us. You know, it's not the character. Like if we were in that world, he wouldn't be actually breaking the fourth wall and saying something. Because I don't know that we've ever seen the people interact with him while he's like being like, what the hell are you talking about or something like that, you know?
Well, sure, because but I mean that's the thing, right? Their world's fake, right? In the first one, go over talk to him, and maybe it'll advance the plot. Like the whole thing is like a stage production to an extent of them, all being in their weird little fuck around world, which is what I'm saying. I feel like if you remove Vanessa from it, like I felt like in Deadpool 1, it made sense of I've gone through this thing and I'm crazy and I can't be killed and I'm weird. I'm an amped up version of the guy you saw hold up the pizza guy, right? Or not hold up, you know what I mean? Interrogate the pizza guy. And then to get here and have him be crazy, but then be grounded and want to have the baby. And it's like, all right, cool. But like, you were still just, you go around and kill people and get shot all the time.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't like, I don't know. It's
That's
just
a hard
the,
part
it's
for
the,
me to rectify as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like you've got this guy who the Deadpool we see at the end of the movie. Is he the Deadpool that would be excited about having a kid? It's very weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I
whatever.
understand. It's
It's
a crazy fucking weird character anyway. So from the car accident, right, we go to the
Right.
bar. Then we go and we're there drinking with TJ Miller's character, and you got to get out of here. You've been here forever. He turns to the guy next to him who can't get through his line. He's like, all right, no more speaking roles. for you. Again, they are breaking the fourth wall
Right,
with the
right.
characters.
Not
inside
before
the
he
world.
decides to just. He was like, "Are you peeing yourself again?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're making the face where you pee yourself." He's like, "No."
I do like that. At least we still have.
coming in
At least
there.
we still have Bowie.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
at least you still have Bo, and he looks over at Dopinder.
So this was when they were shooting this movies when TJ Miller went under all the
Right.
the Me Too stuff. And one of the headlines underneath him when they're watching the news at the bar, the headline says Christopher Plummer respectfully turned down the Deadpool 2 role extended to him.
Oh wow, that's fucking
him taking over for Kevin
hilarious.
Spacey in the other movie.
Yeah, all the money in the world. Yeah,
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that. That's really funny.
So they were gonna Yeah, that's funny.
We're there. We're talking to TJ Miller. We're doing this. Dopinder's there. Dopinder wants to be he said this in the car already. He wanted to be a contract killer as well, right? And like, he's now under the tutelage of TJ Miller and all
Is
those
that
shows.
when he said, like, you don't even have a superpower? And he was like,
Oh, what's your superpower? Courage.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's good.
"Goddamn."
He's got that. You're such a pretty flower or something like that. I forget how. Yeah, what's on the news? I don't remember what's on the news. This isn't. Is this the news or what are you talking about? When does the newscast you're referencing
I don't
come
know.
up?
The news was
It was just on in the
bar.
background behind
Doesn't matter. Okay, then yeah, we're back to Deadpool's gonna blow himself up and kill himself. We caught up with that. He blows up. Maybe they did that before. No, they didn't. Explosion happens. We get caught up. Colossus comes. He collects all the parts,
grabs
puts
him,
them in a bag, walks him back to the Xavier Institute for Gifted Mutants, youngsters.
At some point, we saw what's her name too. Right?
Yeah,
the blind lady.
It cut over to he went to get the cocaine
goes to get
right
the
before he
cocaine.
starts trying to kill
yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Scares the shit out of her.
the shit out of her.
Oh, did you notice that she was listening to the thing Jared Petty was telling you about?
What was no?
Remember how Jared was telling you about the longest laugh that guy ever got? Your money or your life? I'm thinking. She's listening to that.
Oh, I didn't
like
know
that's
that.
the laugh, and I wouldn't have ever caught it except you and Jared had a conversation in the back room
that's
about
so funny. No,
that stand-up
I did not
comedian
catch that.
Steve Allen. Is that right?
Yeah, he was talking about Steve Allen.
She's listening to Steve Allen, which I thought was cool. Oh yeah, we had that scene there. That's fun or whatever, and then he just leaves in the middle of it while she's talking because she can't hear him.
When she pulls the fucking gun,
But she placed the right.
and he's just like, I was gonna shoot you. No, you're gonna shoot the refrigerator.
blows himself up. Colossus gets him, drags him back to the institute. There's probably a cutaway here, but I can't remember what.
Maybe
Oh,
Cable.
Cable.
Oh, Cable. Yeah,
the
we probably
introduction of
jumped to
Cable.
the future, right?
We've also seen the kid. We're seeing the kid a lot, right?
Russell.
Yeah, because I don't know if you
we
saw
see
that.
Russell?
in
no,
yours,
we don't
but-
see Russell till we get to where we're gonna go from the X Mansion.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't know because I think in the extended cut we got more stuff in the orphanage.
In the orphanage, but
of him being tortured and all that stuff.
he hasn't been brought into the orphanage yet, I don't think. Because it cuts over and then we see Cable like picking up.
Yeah, in the future, in my version, Cable, you jump to the future. Cable walks into his burned out, blown up house. You don't really know what's going on. Picks up the teddy bear. Yeah, there's the charred corpses of what'll become his wife and kid. And
He
then,
looks like a bad guy at this point.
sure.
He looks like the
Then he
Terminator.
takes off his like cape thing and that suit is so dumb.
It is a
Yeah, it's a
It's a
dumb suit.
dumb
Very
suit,
dumb
but it
suit.
looks
Very
a
dumb
lot like Green Lantern's suit, but not CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he dials himself back there, whatever, right? Sees all the stuff, sees the X-Jet, jumps back in time. Then we jump back to the Xavier Institute. Deadpool's sitting on the couch, laying on the couch in his just outfit or whatever. Colossus comes in to give him a pep talk. He doesn't want to hear it. He climbs in the Xavier's chair, drives himself around, very cute, very cool, knocks over a bunch of stuff. Eventually bitches about the studio still not being able to afford enough people in it. The door opens, or we cut to the side shot or whatever, and then the current X-Men are in there or whatever. The current being like, the
First
current
class,
leaders.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're all there. Cyclops, Beast,
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Macaboy.
Just
Shut
quietly
the door.
close the door. Yeah.
Very funny.
So fucking funny.
Colossus grabs him, is like, fucking get it together. We got to sort this shit out. Yada, yada, yada. You're Deadpool. You're a superhero. Do we meet Yukiko here?
In the extended version, you do.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the original one, but there's
No,
a
you
lot
do. Yeah.
more
Oh, okay.
of the two of them. It's like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and
Yeah.
then, like there's like extended scenes of like their dialogue. And
Sure.
some of it's funny, some of it's not.
Yeah.
I thought the kitchen scene was extended.
Yeah.
Where they make the joke
Much
about
longer.
the soap. But there's that part where he's just playing this character and she's like, he's totally fucking with us. And you're like, maybe he's not fucking with us. As he leaves, he's like, he just looks around just like, fuck you.
That was right before they leave to go,
to go get the
save
kid.
This is when we see on the news, yes, there's a crazy thing happening. We got a mutie tearing up this fucking school over here. All right, everybody in the jet. Jet flies over there. We get there. Yeah, what's the kid's name?
Russell.
Russell's there tearing up a school. He's shooting out fire.
They give him a fucking like JV football like jersey that says
trainee,
but it doesn't
yeah.
fit because it doesn't go over his swords.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
That whole
He's like,
scene.
I just love it. He's hella into it, just totally fucking with everyone. Like, I'm an X-Man trainee, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking great. The kid, so his name is Russell. He's Fire Fist as an
Fire Fist,
X-Men.
yeah.
But in the comics, he was Shatterstar.
Oh, okay.
So the character they later introduced.
Okay.
And they make fun of his
Interesting.
name.
They
He's
just
fucking
fuck with
dumb.
Shatterstar, yeah.
We land there, Colossus, supersonic teenage nuclear, whatever the fuck, and Deadpool come up upon him. Russell ain't having it. They talk to the cops for a while. It's kind of fun or whatever. And again, making a reference to the what X-Men being a dated civil rights analogy or whatever, and then fist bumps the cop.
By the way, it's noted that like we did get a lot more in the
Yeah.
orphanage than we did in this. Like in the original movie, I was like, it's weird. This kid, like I didn't just
out of nowhere.
This kid out of nowhere is just pissed. And in this cut, you really do see him get like tortured, and all the other kids are fucking hating. And it's the Essex Corp.
Yeah,
that they
there's
nail
a
home.
scene. So there's a scene before we get the X-Jet coming in where we see Russell get brought into the orphanage and like kind of experimented on. Gets branded.
In the theatrical version, they show him bring him in, and we get that creepy speech from the like dude that's running it. And in the
which
extended
is the thing that he mirrors later when he kills people.
Right, he says, "Oh,
set you free or whatever.
Yeah, judged by my hand or something like that.
some
yeah.
wicked." Anyways, and in the extended version, we get to see him being experimented on to try to like suppress their powers. I don't know what they were doing. Looked like he was just burning his neck with a.
Yeah, I mean that's what you
branding
see
him.
that in the
Yeah.
regular version. Like I mean,
Blessed are
not
the wicked.
there at the end.
I'll be fucking honest though. This is one
But
of
are
the
cleansed by my
scenes.
hand.
This fucking had a line in it. That's one of the funniest lines. When he talks about the guy that looks like Jared Kushner.
Yeah.
But he talks
Fucking
about his
sex-
secret sex lips.
Yeah.
That was in the.
That's in the real version,
theatrical
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking hilarious. It's like, which one? Secret sex lips?
That guy
over
looks
there?
so like reminds me so much of Mr.
Steve Buscemi?
Sinister.
That was Steve
Oh.
Buscemi, man. That
Yeah,
was like fucking Steve
but
Buscemi.
like they made it clear his name is Daniel. They have the one moment where he like calls him something else, and he's like, "I'm Daniel."
Yeah.
Well, he looks like the kid who plays Zeitgeist. He looks
he
does
acid
look
spitter,
like
that.
like
He does look a lot like
is the kid that
Zeitgeist.
played Zeitgeist the It guy?
yeah.
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 What's his name?
Is he?
The one of the brothers.
Skarsgård, one of the Skarsgårds?
Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, shit.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
that.
Something Skarsgård, yeah.
He looks weird when he's not done up like a fucking psychotic clown.
Yeah.
You mean he looks normal?
Yeah. Sorry.
Kid keeps tearing up the thing. I already forgot his name again.
Russell.
Fire Fist.
Russell. Rusty.
New
Remember
Zealand for
from
some reason,
Seinfeld
that
when the
was
horse keeps farting? Anyways, Russell's tearing up the fucking shit. He pushes back nuclear warhead, throws a Colossus into the fucking news truck. Deadpool comes over. It doesn't go well. He gets burned for a while. They're talking. They just talk. Everybody's like, just fucking stand down kind of shit. And he's like, I'm not going to stand down. I'm doing all this other shit. And then he's like, Deadpool's talking to him. And then I forget, do they clasp him here? But eventually it's revealed that, these guys are bad guys. Secret sex lips and the warden are not good people. To which, Deadpool starts giving the hero speech, right? 4 or 5 moments, that's all it takes. And then he fucking shoots the secret sex lips guys. Tries to shoot the warden and misses. Very on Deadpool. And then Colossus runs in and tackles him down. And like, I stood up for you. What the fuck, man? Yada, yada, yada. As I said, they've already put the clasp on Russell, and they put it on Deadpool. This will inhibit their powers. They're all going to the icebox. They keep teasing this icebox. Because you can go back to school, you can go to the icebox. Icebox is better, says the kid. They're all shipped up to the icebox. Here, I'm just going to insert for shits and gigs, even though I think it probably is where it happens. Cable jumping back into our time frame out in the middle of nowhere. We got 2 hillbillies drinking. One of them's that guy everybody loves, that actor I can never remember the name of.
Alan Tudyk.
Thank you very much. It's him.
Featured in
And Matt Damon.
That's Matt? No way.
No fucking way.
That is not Matt
The
Damon.
guy on the
really?
left is Matt Damon. Yeah.
Brad Pitt
Damn.
later.
And Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
later.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit. I had no idea.
Yeah,
I knew
you're
that
not-
was Alan Tudyk.
He's not even credited.
I get so
Damn,
hung up
that's
on Alan that I
insane.
didn't even do that or whatever.
I
He's
love how
talking about
Matt
the
Damon
toilet
just
paper wipe.
is like the most fucking cameoed actor in every
great.
Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
We had a different set of jokes for.
Oh, yeah? It's not the toilet paper stuff?
It's not. I mean, it ends up being very similar, but it was just like.
It was a long lead
It
up.
was very long.
I really enjoyed
But
it.
it
'Cause
was-
it was like,
it was worth
what do
it,
you
though.
do? Like he was just talking shit about toilet paper. He's like, what if you get a little bit of shit on your face? You're not going for the toilet paper. It was really funny.
He goes in about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
baby wipes.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff. Then you fall back over with some more toilet paper. Just make sure it's clean.
Moisture.
You know, it's so good.
Cable walks up, zaps both of them, takes the truck and the Budweiser, and is on his way.
And then a very unnecessary use of
The balls.
the fucking song that's from Guardians too. The
Little songs.
if you like pina colada, yeah,
Margaritaville.
it plays for like
Nope.
5 seconds, and then it's just over. I was like, that seems like a weird use of
that
licensing.
happened like twice in this movie, where I feel like later on in one of the fight scenes they
They start
played.
playing a song and then take it away.
Yeah. The final walk up to the slow motion, in slow motion, the final
Oh,
walk
yeah,
up to
yeah,
where they're
yeah.
gonna challenge
Essex
Juggernaut.
School.
What song plays there for you in the original
I
cut?
swear to God, it was
Some
different.
rap song I've never
Yeah,
heard.
see, for us, it wasn't rap.
It
song,
wasn't
right?
It
dumb.
was-
It was so bad.
It was very bad. What was it though?
It was like Total Eclipse of the Heart or some shit like that, right?
no,
No, that's later.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway,
it was
sorry to
fucking
get
weird, man.
yeah, but when that part happened, I was like, this is really bad, and it ended quick too. But
Yeah.
it's like that's so pointless. I don't know.
So we're up at the icebox. Old Raymond and Deadpool are hanging out together, right? They're up
Everybody
there.
loves it.
They got their fucking powers all inhibited by these collars. And Raymond's like, guess what, guys? I got to go after the biggest dude here. I'm
And
going to
his
make him my
brother's like, Raymond.
bitch. That's the biggest dude. It's his brother.
The Juggernaut.
Deadpool's succumbing to the cancer. That's what's riddling his body. He'll get one step closer to Vanessa. In the prison wallet is the pen he stole off from somebody's desk. He's going to use that. This will keep coming up over and over again. We're just going to knock out a whole bunch of stuff. Eventually, we go downstairs to lunch or whatever, and like he's going to make you the biggest bitch. These guys just fucking punch the kid in the face, fuck up the kid. I like that a lot. They stab Deadpool in the hand with the pen. They beat the shit out of Deadpool. They both go back up to their rooms. Deadpool's all fucked up, and he's like still just dying. And he's very mean to the kid. Like, I can't help you. Kid, of course, being a kid, doesn't understand. Deadpool's grieving.
Yeah.
Deadpool doesn't have
Deadpool
time
wants
for
to
this.
die. He's
You know what I
very
mean?
suicidal.
Exactly. He doesn't want to have any piece of this. But Raymond, over and over again, just continue on. Find the biggest guy in the yard. Deadpool's like, he's down there in that little holding cell down there. Good foreshadowing. He says this too. Foreshadowing. All that shit's happening. Meanwhile, we jump back. Cable's seen it on TV. He's been drinking his Budweiser, having, flashes back
Just
his,
chilling out
to
at
his
his
wife.
gun.
Yeah,
Building
building
his
his gun, reassembling his gun.
Cable.
Yeah, being Cable stuff. And Josh Brolin looking great.
Jacked.
Do you want to rank these abs?
Dude, rank
Yeah,
those
we gotta
fucking
rank 'em.
abs.
Were they born in labs? Now it's time to rank those abs.
Welcome back to the Rank Those Ads podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino, alongside to my immediate left, Tim Gettys. Tim, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Now, I have not been keeping track, unlike Ragu Bagu, of all the abs. But I will say, I think these are pretty close to top on the list for the X-Men.
I mean,
bold.
it's all a variation
It's all
of Hugh
variations.
Jackman, but
Hugh Jackman still, I think, gets the
He's
top.
the number one.
He's number one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Probably number two also. I'll throw Josh Brolin in there, though, at, we'll say number four.
I'm gonna give him. I just want to give him a hard shout out because
hard
it's like,
shout-out.
here's
Yeah.
the thing: he has special abs. You know what I mean? Like, you expect him from Hugh Jackman. You didn't necessarily expect him.
He's
from
got
him.
old man abs, and that's
it's like,
not easy.
I want to give him the same type of shout out that
does
we
have old man
gave to Paul Rudd, where it's like you just don't expect him. Then you see him shirtless, and you're like,
Now, see, I will say this. I expected them because for some reason I follow Josh Brolin on Instagram. And when he started working
good.
out,
He's good on Instagram.
He is not afraid to post naked shots of
the
himself.
lead, the
basically.
lead up
He was
to this,
jacked.
yeah, was almost better than the movie.
Also-
Just the lead up of Josh Brolin on Instagram.
Love his fucking hair.
It's not
in
true
this.
at all. The
Love
movie
it.
was way
yeah,
better
his
than
hair,
the
his
lead
hair is
up.
fucking dumb. I mean, do you
So
want to
good.
just get into?
His hair is great.
Is it a wig? Wait, is it a wig?
No,
No, not at all.
I don't know. Wigging out with Scarpino.
Not that I can think of any wigs in this movie.
Oh my
worth
god!
reporting.
Somebody on the subreddit today or on Twitter was talking about how there was terrible wigs all over this movie.
Which one?
I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention.
Maybe
Damn.
Yukio,
No,
but
no, they got him, guys.
Yeah, I
I'd
don't
say
know.
Yukio's probably the only bad wig, but it's not even
But
a bad
shout out
wig.
to his fucking
Dude,
hair. Though.
fucking his hair was
It was
so
dope
dope.
as hell.
It's such a
Awesome hair.
He's a
Good
fucking
haircut. Good future
looking dude.
haircut.
Yeah,
Good looking
yeah,
dude.
good future haircut.
Yeah.
but also shout out to Josh Brolin, fucking killing this summer, both MCU and XCU.
Oh, yeah.
Just
No,
like
they
you
make
know,
a joke.
fucking
They make a joke
baller.
about this, right? He calls him Thanos
Yeah.
at one
Yeah, yeah.
point. It's great.
Dude.
What other wigs could there be that
You know
that
what?
person's talking about?
I might be wrong because remember we're filming out of order, so they might be talking. What's next? If we're recording this? What post next?
Logan or
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Probably Apocalypse.
Probably
Apocalypse.
Oh,
Should
sure,
have
that's
that.
right.
Yeah.
I get it. Gotcha.
So yeah, now so he sees the news report of the mutant. He knows what's happening there in the icebox. He's gonna head to the icebox to fuck some shit up. He's Josh Brolin. At the icebox, yeah, they're there. They're doing their thing. Guess what? Yeah, like Josh Brolin breaks in. It's guess what? I'm here to get everybody. I'm here to kill. We all think you think for a long time he's there to kill Deadpool. He's he's looking at his little thing. It's popping up. It's showing Deadpool and the kid because it's reading their stuff.
I thought that was fucking cool, by the way, because like he blows a hole through the wall, right?
Yeah.
Walks over, grabs a bunch of cables, and then like interfaces with the computer, and it pops up, which I didn't catch the first time. I was like, that's really, really cool. No idea what Cable's mutant power is, though. Does anyone know?
Cyborgness.
Telekinesis. It's not cyborgness. That's the
I was
technovirus.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't being serious.
He's telekinetic, and I think he might shoot one laser out of his eye.
So Cable is fucking weird. Who the fuck knows? It's never really clear because he's one of those like weird guys where it's like his canon changes a bunch.
I think it's super
Am I
clear.
crazy in
So-
thinking that his lineage he's one of the Summerses?
This comes
Yeah.
from Screen Rant.
No, he's sorry.
Like the
Technically, Cable, aka Nathan Summers, is the son of Scott Summers and Jean Grey of the X-Men. The mutant
Clone
child
of
was
her.
born infected with the virus, turning half his upper body into metal and sent into the future to be cured. There's just one thing about the technically. He's the son of Scott Summers. He's the son that Scott Summers had with Madeline Pryor, the woman he married after Jean Grey was presumed gone, and a genetic clone of Jean. Everything worked out in the end, though, so we can all be thankful that Deadpool 2 stopped short of suggesting the same origins bound to unfold and produce Cable. Or does it? Keep your eyes peeled after the X-Force descends into disaster during their first mission, and you'll notice the streets filled with civilians partially gathered around a neighborhood ice cream van. The name on the van is Pryor's Treats. So we'll leave the fans to decide what that joke is being played at here beyond the idea that Madeline is the heiress to a modest ice cream fortune. And as every fan of Cable's past in the X-Men corner of Marvel's mythology knows, it's hard to explain his importance without also shifting the focus to Cable's adopted daughter, Hope Summers, the mutant messiah. We won't dive too deeply into the lore of Cable and Hope and simply say that on a broad level, the version of Cable in the film could be the exact same as the comics. That was the hope that when fans spotted the teddy bear on Cable's waist, taken as a sign that this version was also the future father of Hope Summers, the first mutant born after their kind had been wiped out in the future. I'm just going
that answers that.
He's actually a really, really powerful mutant, but what?
Nothing.
But he's like his similar to Deadpool, where like his mutation is fighting the disease. That like
The metal shit.
it makes
taking
him
over.
a lot weaker.
Cool, Greg. Can I get some recap juice? Thank you very much.
Recap juice.
Everything's
Greg
better
is
when you're
bringing the
drunk.
juice.
So yeah, they
An
blow
alcoholic.
up the cell, and Deadpool's like, that was our cell. So he starts to piece together that little Jimmy, he won't leave Deadpool alone. He's still running, and he's like, go away. And little Jimmy's like, I won't. No, we're a team.
Raymond.
I'm sorry, Raymond's like, we're a team. We won't do this. And so like eventually, fucking Josh Brolin lands in front of him, and he's just like, what's up, Raymond? And it's like, no, it's about you. And it's very, very much like Terminator. You know what I mean? Very good. It was a swerve of the Terminator 2.
I'll be honest. For me, Cable's the weakest part of this movie. I don't like any of the action sequences that involve him like beating people up.
Really?
I just felt like
didn't
they
the
were
like
magnetic
shower?
gun and the
Yeah.
fucking pushback.
There's a
shit?
lot of
but
there's-
there's parts where he fights like 5 cops that takes a really long time because he's like, I'm gonna grab your arm, then twist it, then hit you, then twist your arm again, then twist you.
A lot of it does
Cool,
look
right? This is
like
weird.
a little too slow because
Too
it is
slow.
Josh Brolin doing
Yeah.
it. And I got the same vibe.
Thank
I
you.
get
like,
the same
this-
vibe.
I like it. I wish there was more of Cable.
like
If honestly, if I'm being honest, like one of my down parts of this is like when it's part of a joke, I know, because they just kill them all. But like all the X-Force guys, like that's a fun thing of introducing them and then them dying. But it's just like Domino's. Like I would have rather have been like dump all of that. Don't put Terry Crews in there. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's funny bits. I do enjoy fucking when Paul or whatever the dude's name is, and he gets barfed on and his arm falls. You're like, it's funny. Like it's funny. I'm not taking away, but like in terms of a cohesive story, I would have rather seen way more of Cable. Like I was actually again like kind of was like, what's happening next when I'm watching? I'm like, oh right, and then like Cable shows up to join up, and like that's cool. I would have gone for more of that, honestly. Like
Yeah,
I
I
liked
mean,
Cable as a character.
Maybe that's why I didn't care for him that much because I didn't like
Poorly
his
used.
backstory is just like, what is the future like awesome or bad?
It's
You're
bad.
living in a dope apartment though, so it looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
but then there's also the weird purple light that
From
we always see from Apocalypse, where it means like
Or Days
shit's
of
going
Future
down
Past,
outside.
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
going on with this future? Is it bad? Is it good? What do you do in this future? Are you a cop? Are you not a cop? What's happening? I don't know.
Is it good? I don't know. Looking at timelines with Scarpino.
Welcome to looking at timelines. What the fuck is going on in this future?
I don't know.
So yeah, I thought I like Cable. I like the fight here. I like him and going at Deadpool and then
The
fight.
DC reference was
So good, so
fucking
good, right? Yeah. Well, we skipped over one earlier, a great DC reference, right? Of like when he comes into the house, and I think it's the same year. I'm Batman. Well, there's that. No. Well, he has, for Cable. No, yeah, I'm Batman. And then when he comes in the house, and he's like, "Oh, I got into a fight with this guy, but it turned out both of our mothers were named Martha."
Martha.
Like, that's great. Yeah,
Fucking
totally.
great.
Keep dunking on him. Eventually, though, they're fighting with. I think a shot goes awry and grazes Deadpool's collar, thus giving him back his abilities. He falls off and gets his back broken in a gruesome fucking way.
Goddamn.
Right? Yeah.
That's one of those shots of these movies you're just like, oh.
Yeah. But then his
It
superpowers
hurts.
are back and he's fighting more and they're all having a good fucking fight and they're yelling at each other. I think this is where the Batman thing happens because now Deadpool's back to being Deadpool.
Who
He
are
gets
you?
strangled with his own arm.
Yeah, he starts trying to strangle Caleb,
Deadpool with his arm,
Cable
yes.
with his arm. Yeah.
Okay, Deadpool's human.
Eventually, they get blown out.
Yeah,
Deadpool. Or Deadpool. Raymond's listening. Here's Deadpool be like, "Yeah, I don't fucking care about the kid. You're an idiot." And then the kid walks away. And then Deadpool's like, "What does this do?" By the way, it's like, "Oh no, it's a grenade." Poof, and they get blown out the back window or back wall. And Deadpool fucking gnarly hits his head on the fucking
Oh
rock.
man, I
It's
hate
gross.
that moment.
Cable uses his metal arm to stop himself. A lot of great Winter Soldier jokes about the metal arm as well too.
Now, did he say fuck the kid just as a distraction, or do you think he meant it at this point?
I think he meant it as a distraction.
Yeah, right.
I think it was very much like, no, the kid, don't worry about the kid. I don't think he's like, understanding the importance of the kid or anything, whatever. He falls in the ice. Cable stops himself. Deadpool falls in the ice. We have another flashback to Vanessa in heaven where your heart's not in the right place. Kids give us a chance to be better than ourselves. Oh my God, it's about the kid. He pops out. He's cold. He's cold. I'm just giving you high level stuff. What you need to know. You know what I mean?
love
What
it,
you need to
Greg.
know
I
here,
love
of
it.
course. Thank you very
He
much.
did look cold. It's true.
He goes back to home base to circle the wagons with TJ Miller because he knows he's got to stop Cable. He's got to save his kid, and he's got to get a team together. We'll get to that in a second. Keep a pin in that. I have question marks here in my head as to what Cable does here and why he doesn't immediately just go back up there and kill the kid.
That was my
They
big
fell
question.
super far.
That was my big question when we reviewed this movie. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why wouldn't he just walk right back up? Because he
Yeah.
had no problem shooting
Yeah.
through all the guards in this. Where
Like
did
it's
he go?
a 2-hour walk, and now they're at high alert.
For some reason, he doesn't do that. He goes off and fucks off and does Cable stuff. Meanwhile, back in the penitentiary, kids got to find the biggest man. There's a distraction. He runs in there and gives food to who will turn out to be the Juggernaut. We're just going to spoil that. They're moving everyone out of the icebox, by the way, too, because it's compromised.
He's like, we gotta have some sort of call. How about call? No, stupid. That kid's
So-
great.
Yeah, he did a great job.
At some point in the movie, I was reading just like Easter eggs and stuff. I don't remember this, but the kid references Juggernaut's backstory and like his family and why he has the
Yeah.
Walking into the house. When the cab's pulling up and they're walking in to do, he's like, "So you have that thing? Will you wear the helmet to block out your brother?" Da, da, da. And he's
Totally
like, "Yeah."
missed that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
but
brother is Charles Xavier.
Exactly, because he goes,
Yeah.
Juggernaut says something like, "Yeah, but he got the short end of the stick. He's in a chair or
Yeah,
something like
he's
that."
in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Oh fuck it, man. Totally missed that. But like in addition to that, later when Deadpool is talking to Juggernaut, he's like, "I'm such a big fan," and he starts rattling off different issues. Those issues have to deal with the brother situation with Xavier.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, TJ Miller and the one and only Deadpool are gonna get together a super team to go out and fight. Oh yeah, no, I'm right. Go
Can
out
I
and
get
fight
back
this stuff.
on LinkedIn?
Funny line. Then we start auditioning everybody. They all come with their headshots. My favorite one is just when Paul shows up or whatever, and it's like, "Hey, like, am I getting catfished here?" Because it's like all their professional actor headshots they're bringing in, and then it's them in these character roles.
I just fucking love the scene.
Delaney from Twitter, right?
Yeah.
That's how he sort of rose to fame. That actor, he was just like funny as fuck on Twitter. He was like
yeah?
one of the OG funny dudes on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's how he eventually rose up. And he was on like a Hulu show and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. But the extended cut had, I think, some of the best jokes in this moment that the original cut didn't. With like, "Oh, you have a type 1 and type 2 diabetes." He's like, "Man, you have all the diabetes, huh?" He's like, let us know if you find a 3. That wasn't the original one. I laughed so fucking hard at that.
The Vanisher bit was
Vanisher
so
bit
funny
is
because it
so
was
good.
easy. It's just like, oh, you're a Vanisher and you're whatever. But when they cut to later in the plane and it's just the fucking thing,
yeah.
that's so funny. And then it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
For a
Lord,
total
love
of
it.
like half a second,
second.
they show his face.
Love it.
I like the argument between Domino and Deadpool with Lux's superpower or whatever, and them just going back and forth.
Yeah. I hate, like, that is the one joke in it where I'm like, why did it make this so long? The, like, where they go
The
back
reverse
and
psychology
forth. Like,
thing?
it is, it isn't, it is. Yeah. I hate that moment.
She's so lucky.
There's so much of that though in this movie.
Yeah, but that's the
Where
one
they
I
just
hate.
Zeitgeist, I think, is a funny thing too. Of like, oh, you control in the moment. No, I spit acid venom. Oh, okay. You want to see? No, we believe you. That's good. So yeah, now we're on the move. We're moving all the people out of the icebox. The trucks in transit.
Dude, some of the worst CG I've ever seen in a movie. There's
That-
two
that
scenes
Prius.
in this movie. The Prius later that goes into the fucking gas station.
That was weird.
And the entire transport in the mountains. I'm like, I understand the budget of this movie's low, but like,
But
why even
show it?
use
Yeah,
those
yeah,
shots?
just show it on the bridge. That would have been enough.
Like, we would have been good.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Is this where you get him kidnapping TJ Miller?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they leave.
So it's like
They leave to go do their mission, yeah, and then Cable grabs TJ Miller. Another really funny one.
I
So
fucking love,
good.
and you know,
your people think you know pain, but you don't know.
it's like I'm gonna stop you right
I'm
there.
gonna bend something
We're not even-
first
yeah.
and then breaks.
We're not even gonna get step 2. We're not even gonna get step 1. I'll tell you whatever you need to know.
I also get nervous erections. Don't look at it.
Don't
It
look
makes
at
it
it.
worse.
Oh, that was so
really
good.
fucking funny. Really
I love it
fucking
because
funny.
it harkens back to that TJ Miller character, that line he had, the great one he had in the first one. He was like, "I'd come with you, but
I don't want
I
this.
don't
Don't
want
want So yeah, now Cable knows the whole plan. Then we cut to.
And like when they come back to it after the sequence, where he's like, "Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Cable, he kidnapped me and he threatened to torture me, and I told him everything."
I told him
everything.
everything.
There was also, did we skip past the scene where they have the plan in crayons and they're going
It's
through?
all happening at the same time.
I
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit though. That was just so. I loved all. That was where I thought they broke the fourth wall in some really interesting ways of just being funny and like joking about plot. It's like, and if we do it right,
No
we don't need a third act.
Yeah. That's great. So yeah, they jump into. They're in the plane. They're all ready to jump. There's all these jokes about high wind advisory, but whatever. And they all jump out, and he pushes. Well, I love how everybody jumps out, and then Peter like sits
He, like,
down
sits
to
down
like
on
get
it.
into a pool kind of thing. That was great.
What's the line? I remember laughing really hard in the theater, and it was at the line where Domino asks Deadpool something, and Deadpool goes, "Well, we won't have to blah blah blah, will we, Peter?" And he's like, "I didn't ask
Yeah, I didn't
that."
say that. I didn't say anything. That wasn't me.
Because he was like, you know, I always thought X-Men was a little bit, you know, gendered or whatever. So we are X-Force.
We should,
And
like,
then
that's
she gives her
derivative.
opinion. He like totally,
Yeah.
because she's a woman.
But he also like, yeah, in our cut, I don't know if it was in the first one, he like yells at Peter, then he gets put close.
Oh yeah, he does that too.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it to look tough in front of the other guys. That's great. And then they jump out and they do the whole thing where
Thunderstruck.
they're in. Yeah, it's Thunderstruck and they go into the X as they fall. It's fucking great. And then yeah, they all pop their chutes and all get blown off course
Oh
and
my
ripped around
God,
and all this
man.
fucking shit. And
I fucking loved
Deadpool
it.
lands on a sign and then he just gets to narrate everyone else's destruction, which is fucking hilarious, right?
That
Of like
was-
Terry Crews slams into a bus or whatever. Acid guy lands and then, or not even yet.
wood
He comes in
chipper.
late. Yeah, he lands in the wood chipper. Peter lands totally fine. Domino's lucky, so she's fine. Yeah, Vanisher hits the fucking power
one,
lines
yeah.
and it's Brad Pitt.
Shatterstar lands on a helicopter.
Yeah,
plane.
he's just gone. It's green blood
He's an
everywhere.
actual alien.
Yeah, he is an actual alien. It's fucking great. When Peter tries to save fucking Zeitgeist, he spits all over his arm, burns him, and kills him. It's fucking great.
What
Yeah.
again? Another one of those like, what a fucking great choice. Because it's similar to like how they just retcon the entire movie at the end, like the fucking post credit scene. When we saw this in the theater, I was like, they're gonna kill all of them right now. That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You got Terry Crews in the
Bold
movie
move.
for 5
Bold
fucking
move.
seconds.
And then when he retcons everything, he only saves Peter.
Says Peter.
Let's not do this.
It does make me sad though. Like as creative and as like smart and cool of a choice that is, I really wanted to see
I
like
wanted
Terry
to see
Crews and
X-Force.
them like
Yeah.
interact and stuff.
I'm good.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
was
also
good.
there's
no way it would've
Just
been
wait
better
for
than this.
Crackdown 3. You'll
It's
get everything
also
you
like
want.
kind of a meta commentary that he picked a bunch of fucking dumb mutants, like a bunch of people that use powers you don't give a shit about, because that's kind of always the way it is in the
Sure.
X-Men universe.
Yeah.
And then he immediately kills them. Fucking great.
So yeah, Domino has eyes on the prize. She's still making her move. Deadpool tells everybody they're dead, then steals the moped while they all freak out about the Brad Pitt's character falling completely
maybe
engulfed in
Vanisher.
flames.
Nope.
No.
There's something funny about Deadpool on a fucking scooter.
Sure, of
Well,
course.
a red scooter
Good
matches.
lord.
And so yeah, then as he's like telling Domino it's all impossible or whatever, she fucking is awesome and just lands. That's when you're like, this character's fucking rad. This is like one of the best
shout
overall
out-
sequences in the movie.
Shout out to Zazie Beetz. She's just like
She's
having a
great.
time.
Yeah.
Beats, dude.
She's
having a
great,
good
and like
time.
I really loved the creative ways they do stuff here, right? Of like, I mean, I'm jumping way ahead, but like when she falls out, right, and it's that thing of like for a second of like panic, and then she sees like the thing, she's like goes limp and lands in the panda and stuff. It's fucking awesome.
Everything sort of leads into one another. Where like the spinning rearview mirror ends up blinding Cable later on.
It's very Final Destination.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you see something and it comes into play later on.
But I feel like they did a good job keeping the like. It started spinning maybe 10 seconds before it actually affected.
Yeah, it
Cable.
wasn't right back
and
to
it was
back.
like you for a moment you like forget about it, and then the light hits and you're like, oh, it's right, it was spinning.
right.
But does that just mean she can never be beat? Is that her power?
No,
Is that-
everyone's
yeah, 'cause
luck
they still
runs out.
lost.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, because like they failed at their mission to save
She is
Russell.
Beats.
Yeah.
What? What? He's
That was
grinning.
good.
I don't
Zazie
know.
Beetz.
He's like, she can never be beat. I was like, no, but she is Beats. All right,
That's her
Good
name.
joke. Get out.
it's because Tim leaves,
Is it a good
and
joke,
I just
Nick?
Get on our level.
get on a level.
Get
dude.
on his level,
Get on our
man.
fucking level.
So yeah, eventually she's driving. Deadpool gets on the thing. Cable's there. She had fired the tank into Cable. He's doing this thing. He's just letting mutants fall out the sides and die from their fucking little vantage points or whatever. Meanwhile, Raymond's in there. He's working on trying to get out and he's using his little
Gets
shit.
a little butt pen.
Gets a little butt pen. Deadpool starts fighting Cable or whatever. I enjoy how positive Domino is to Deadpool so many times, and so you're doing a great job. You know what I mean?
yeah.
X-Force.
Yeah, X-Force.
I like when he asks her to help and she's just like, all right, and like throws something and it just perfectly.
Yeah.
What a cool character.
Lady Luck take the wheel when she gets
that was
up.
a good
That's
moment
really good too. We got the thing, Deadpool spinning his blades like he did in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Getting the one thing, One-Eyed Willie, a Goonies reference. Then he gets shot a bunch. He isn't line. In my cut, it wasn't the line we wanted. In your cut, it was, but it was different.
Differently,
The
it
pacing
was
was
read
read
different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Still, I still enjoyed it and I was
Yeah.
happy that it was that line, not the shitty one.
Meanwhile, big bad beluga himself, Raymond, he's out of his fucking tank over there, and he swims over. I'm really committing to him being some kind of fucking
beluga?
An aquatic mammal?
aquatic
Small
mammal.
whale.
Okay,
He goes over there and he lets out Juggernaut. Juggernaut pops out. Oh my god, it's Juggernaut, bitch. Oh my god, and we're also it's Juggernaut, and they all freak out and it crashes, and then we get the line from Deadpool when he's like, "Oh my god, Juggernaut, huge fan, this, that, and the other, blah blah," and then Juggernaut just walks over and goes, "I'm gonna rip you in half now," and rips him in half. So fucking good, so fucking good.
And then the kid's like, he's like, don't go with him. Russell, you're good. I do care about you. And the kid flips him off and then does the mime rope thing, which he's really good at.
He's like, "What are you doing?"
He's like, what are you doing?
That's not a real rope.
He just walks away.
I really
That
liked,
was
like I
weird.
liked how Lady Luck Domino had fallen into the
fall.
panda. I like too that when she comes around and sees it's Juggernaut, she's like, "Whoa!" Like man, backside.
that. Yeah,
I don't
fuck
have
that.
enough luck to fight him. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I will say like that. This is one of the points where I wish they had like an extra $20 million lying around because the Juggernaut just did not look that great.
Voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like when they pull his pants down and stuff later, it looks kind of cartoony. It's not
It
great.
doesn't look great, but I feel like it's the best we've ever seen the actual character look
Oh, how dare
compared
you.
to.
You didn't like Vinnie Jones's fake arms in X3?
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Hated that.
I don't remember that name as a character.
Vinnie no, the actor.
I mean the actor. Yeah. I don't know who is that.
It sounds made up.
British dude.
The guy from Snatch, but it sounds made up.
They also have
stage
the line where he's like, "What does he have that I don't have?" And he's like, "And don't,
Don't say legs. I know. He said something else like legs. I knew you were gonna say it. Still hurts.
Yeah.
That was good.
So
That was real
it's
good.
such good comedy, you know.
Yeah. That's happened, and
So now we go
Domino
back to Al.
scoops him up, right, and carries him
Yeah.
back to Al's, or whatever. At least,
Arm.
He's
he
like,
looks
"Backpack
like
me."
3PO. He drops him back at Al's. Cable's not dead, of course. He wakes up in the destruction of this shit, and he's like, and he
he's
does
kinda
that
wanders
thing.
off.
We go back and we get the shirt that you're just shirt dicking it.
Yeah,
Shirt
yeah.
cocking
See
it.
the
Shirt cocking
dick.
I
it.
feel like there has to be something in between it, but yeah, we end up at Al's. And so he's there, and his little dick hanging out. Everybody
He's
keeps reacting to it.
wearing Chunk's shirt from Goonies.
Very nice.
sense.
Very cool. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
the
Roman
Goonie reference.
joke.
Yeah, everybody reacts to it, of course. Domino walks in and reacts, and
Well,
she
she reacts-
just reacted to his face. That was a funny joke. She's never seen him without his mask.
I like the line he has here where he's talking shit about Deadpool, and it's he's standing right behind you, isn't he? And it's the joke is on
Cable.
Cable rather. He's talking about Cable. He's like, he's standing right behind you, isn't he? And the three characters don't even realize that he's standing behind, but clearly fucking Deadpool can see him.
Yeah.
The basic instincts show.
Yeah, but they showed it this
His
time.
fucking dick, dude.
Yeah.
Did
you
they show
actually
it
see his
in
dick?
the
I didn't see his dick.
Oh, his dick's there.
There's something
Yeah.
there. Yeah. I mean, it happens. There's definitely emotion in there. I wasn't like, oh, it's clearly a dick, but you know what it is. You're just
In the super long or whatever it's called, they like show it for a second. It was
I
disturbing.
don't remember seeing it. Interesting.
So yeah, Cable shows up. He confesses everything that's happening. Right, this kid's fucking Raymond's gonna kill everybody and then get a sitcom that runs a really long time. But he's gonna kill everybody and lead to the end of fucking bad mutants. I'm here to kill him in his crib, finish it off. Why didn't you go back further? It's hard for me to control. I came back here. I only got enough juice for 2 jumps. That's lazy writing. That's funny. But they agree to team up and take down this guy as long as Deadpool gets 30 seconds to try to talk Raymond out of being a bad guy. Because once he kills once, he's got the taste for blood, and that's the end of it. We can't save him. He's going to be a horrible, horrible person. All right. We know he's going to get the headmaster and fuck it with this weird orphanage where they're experimenting with people. Essex, right? You said?
Essex, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We go there. We're all in the fucking car, which I enjoyed quite a bit. I've totally skipped over one of my favorite jokes that is running throughout it is the Black Tom thing or whatever. Where he killed Black Tom. Maybe it was Black Tim. I don't remember, but I know he's an African American.
Oh my god.
All the inside jokes too of Cable just being super racist. And he's like, I'm not racist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can you turn off the music? And he's like, no, turn off the music.
And when he calls her Black Widow.
I didn't hear that. I didn't catch that one.
So good.
All the
We'll
racist,
get some fun stuff with them in the car. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say all the racist jokes were some of my favorite things.
Sure, that was great.
Yeah.
We're in the car. We're having fun. We drive over to the X Mansion where Deadpool's like, I need help, and does the little John Cusack thing with his boombox.
God, yeah, the say anything.
Peter
thing is
Gabriel.
beautiful.
Yeah. Colossus won't be hearing it though. Yukiko's there though, along with Nega, Sika, Tonic, Warhead.
Got
Great.
close to that time.
Huh? Close to that time?
Yeah.
I'll get
Colossus in the extended cutscene calls her
Newt
NTW.
or whatever the fuck.
He calls her NTW.
English word, yeah.
And it's just like, I've never heard that.
It's good.
And it reminded me of Tim's SLJ.
Remember that? We all stopped in full stop.
I don't know about SLJ.
They don't come out though, so whatever. We're going up, drive the cab all the way up there to the orphanage. They get out there. Everybody's gonna go fight. Dopinder comes running too. They have their little moment of walking. Deadpool makes fun of Cable's teddy bear, to which he grabs him and he's like, no, motherfucker, it's my kids. And it's fucking dark. And Deadpool's like, oh man, I wish I could wreck on that. They walk up shortly behind Juggernaut and Raymond, who have already made it to the front door. They've had the conversation there about Xavier. Kind of. They call out. Juggernaut comes over to fight them. Raymond chases the headmaster inside. We're into the heat of the action here. Right? This is the finale of
Get
the
ready
third
for a
act.
CG fight scene.
Yeah. And so Juggernaut is there and they're fighting. Is this Juggernaut hits him through the window right into the kid's house where the kid's eating food, and he signs the box of Wheaties that has Hugh Jackman on it.
That was way
earlier. That was when he first
because
got there. Russell knocked him out.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to get to the whole like superhero landing thing. That was funny. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
I don't remember how then. Everybody starts shooting Juggernaut, but it's not working real well. But all three of them are working on Juggernaut for a second.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
Colossus comes in to save the day.
Right, yeah. It just feels like Juggernaut should have ripped them all in half real quick, but no big deal.
You can do that.
Yeah, that's it. They're all out there shooting them. Colossus shows up. They start fighting. Big old CG fight, as you call that. Meanwhile, Raymond's still running through. They end up in like the hall where he's like, just fucking say what you said to me when you said the thing. And like we see like, he's getting tagged on his...
Bill Cosby all of a
That's
sudden.
how he fucking sounds. Like, you know what I mean?
So the whole time during this fight scene, it's the choir music that's like explaining everything that's happening. It's like, holy shit balls, Juggernaut, kicking ass, like just going through all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the first film score in history to receive a parental advisory warning.
Oh, wow.
Explicit content.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like in any respect ever saying something you said earlier of it being try hard, right? Like I don't like that. I hate it when people say I'm a try hard on the internet. Right? Yeah, I'm trying hard. It's my job. I want to be entertaining or whatever. This is a moment where I'm like, this is a bit too much for even me. When I'm
music?
watching, yeah.
Oh,
I was just like,
that shit.
I don't need this right here. I'm
was
glad it works.
It was
and
a bit overdone.
Comedy's
but
not for
whatever.
everybody's comedy is going to be
Awesome.
different on what they liked it in. Like that was definitely one for me in the theaters, and then last night I was just like, all right, fucking,
I love it.
go. And even last night watching this, granted I've seen the movie before, but at this point even I was like, all right, let's go a little bit quicker here.
Yeah.
Like I'm not having a great time right now.
2:15 flew right by.
They run through, they're fighting, come on out, there's more fights. It seems like the kid's gonna go nuclear and burn the dude. Caleb Lawson's there with Deadpool. Now Deadpool and Cable are hiding behind the slide. Deadpool walks over, tries to talk him down, gets burned, gets into the black and white Deadpool suit. Very cool.
I like that we get the scene with Zazie Beetz where she fucks up all the guards and like cuts the guy's head off and all that shit. And she's like,
yeah.
How am I getting all these kids out of here? I need a bus.
I need a
And
bus.
The bus comes to the bush.
Yeah.
Great. Everyone
She's
get in?
from there too, by the way. This was her cosmic reason for being involved in all these
Right.
shenanigans
That
because
makes
she
sense.
was tortured here too. But she's got a great outlook on it. She just doesn't care. She's
Yeah.
like, whatever. I'm
She's
lucky.
awesome.
Yeah. She kills all these guys in grotesque and cool ways. Where the one one guy got pinned on the bed. I remember in the
that didn't
theater,
hurt.
and I remember it last night of just being like, well, he's gonna get out of that, and then the fucking thing falls and like decapitates him. You're like, and all the kids clap. Yeah. They're all so stoked. It's like that's pretty fucking great. Meanwhile, back outside though. Cable's seen enough. This isn't gonna happen. He's about to burn the dude. He goes to shoot him. Deadpool jumps. Deadpool had already put on the restraining collar to be like, hey, this is my thing. I'm gonna try to fucking prove to you all this shit. He jumps in front, takes the bullet. He goes down. Oh my god, that stops the Raymond from killing people. He walks over there. Deadpool starts saying his goodbyes again. And this, again, a joke that you're talking about that goes on way too long, I feel personally, is this whole thing where again I was just like, all right, talk
7-minute
and it stops
monologue,
and then it does it
so
again.
good at it though. He just stops. Oh, I can't.
Yeah. I just love you all so much I can't go.
One of my least favorite jokes is we just pass it as a damn. It feels good to be a gangsta. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I hate
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It just it reminds me of like that late early 2000s trope of like let's have this nerdy guy say something kind of hood. I hate that shit.
I feel like the first time I watched it, I had the similar thoughts,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I guess he just grew on me. Like someone I tweeted at me that like that has to do more with the character he played in the first.
That's what I
and
heard.
It's just like, well, I didn't watch that movie. So
Wait, in the first?
in the
Taika Waititi.
Hunt for-
Waititi.
Hunt for the Wildebeests.
Oh, okay.
He's like the main character in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. While we're here, just real quick, I did really appreciate and like when Dopinder in the walk up turned around and ran the other way. When Juggernaut's like, I'm gonna shove that guy up your ass. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna go wait in the car.
that guy's ass, yeah. I liked the trope of the teddy bear, by the way, and I think you mentioned it, but I just wanted to. This is my first time noticing that when he holds it up, it's not charred anymore, and I was like, oh, that's a cool way of knowing that we did the thing, which is cool. And then I also didn't catch the first time that he only had 2 like charges for it, so him going back and resetting this part where he saves Deadpool is like kind of screws him over from going home, which is interesting.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's
At
lazy.
all.
They even make a
You
joke
know.
about it. It's lazy
Yeah.
writing. I only have 2 charges for this, and then Deadpool fucking fixes it with Yukio's help. Sorry, we'll get to there.
So yeah, as you said, all that stuff happened. Cable sees the teddy bear, understands it's all fine, uses his charge to go back in time to getting out of the cab, and at which point, with sleight of hand, like a magician, like an illusionist,
Puts the lead coin in his pocket that
slips
he
it
had
on.
stolen earlier. We forgot to mention.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, okay.
It's not a big deal.
We've mentioned the lead coin, and people know about
Right, no,
it.
I know.
But yeah, he put it in his
Deadpool
fanny
had it in
pack,
his fanny pack.
and he didn't
Fucking
call it a
great
fanny
joke.
pack. And like, remember when TJ Miller was like, "It's a fanny pack," and you know, he's like, "I'm gonna put it in my utility belt," but he didn't say utility belt, but my utility belt, and he's like, "It's a fanny pack, and you know it." Slips it in there. We get all the things. He jumps in front of the bullet. The bullet, of course, hits the token, does not kill Deadpool, but still shows Raymond that he was ready to give his life. This is the F word they chose, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all be fucking lovey-dovey. Oh, we held a thing where he went back to Vanessa, obviously, when he died the first time, and actually got to walk through and become regular Ryan Reynolds and talk, and I thought that was cool. And then when he's like, "What's wrong?" and she's like, "You're gonna get sent." This, like, for me, this scene, I get choked
thought
up
it
at.
was sad.
I get super choked up
Yeah,
at
it was a
when I was,
scene.
because it's just, I guess not. I'm sad, and then when he's leaving, and she's like, "Kiss me like you miss me," like, like that is like such a fucking heartbreaker of imagining his existence of how many years it's going to be to get back to that moment with her, even though he's about to blink it out of existence. Who cares?
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a cool scene, most emotional scene in the movie for me. Then he comes back, all this shit that happened. All right, great, blah, blah, blah. Pure lead. But Cable, you waste your charge. Yeah, I'm going to stick around here and make sure you guys don't fucking skull fuck the earth or whatever. Yeah, all right, great. Caleb's in my wife. Your fucking whole point is to see your fucking family. Whatever.
I love
Need an
this,
X-Force movie.
But I love this part, right? Where after all that's said and done, the bald guy's still alive.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, nobody's going to kill him. We got to be better than this guy. And then Dopinder runs over. He's like, I was trying to keep a straight face. Come in 30 seconds ago. Yeah. It's another callback to the one prior where he just fucking shoots the guy in the head.
Yeah.
Juggernaut's still alive too.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
out of the water.
And
there
they
at
all
the
just,
end,
by the way, I love that they all just bone out. They're like, we're not. He's getting up. Let's get the fuck out of here before he gets
I didn't
up.
realize that in the
they never
first
stopped
movie.
him.
Yeah, the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
I don't remember him moving the first time.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end as
He
they're
does.
walking. Oh, he's
Yeah,
moving
he gets
around.
out of the water.
I also just don't even remember the line of like, we got to go before he wakes up.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah. They should.
That's really irresponsible.
Yeah, just blown out.
Hey man, they're not heroes. And yeah, we
Colossus
we totally glossed over shoving it up his ass and zapping
Yeah.
him, and
That was
Colossus
a
having
dumb
like the
moment.
ding in his head. I liked that.
Losing a tooth.
And also still funny too, like, you know what I mean? Fuck, what did he tell her? Oh, don't fuck Elvis or whatever. And she's like, don't fuck Colossus. And he's like, what? And he goes full back all the way through. That's
Oh
funny.
yeah, worth noting in the extended version, that scene where he gets the fucking spike
Oh,
through
yeah,
his
yeah,
head
yeah.
gets a lot more graphic.
Oh, really?
Oh
A lot more
my
graphic.
God,
It's
yeah.
really funny.
There's a part where he's
touching
like-
the dick?
Yeah, he goes down and tries to pull his pants down. Was that in this one?
No.
Yeah,
No,
he goes.
yeah,
He
yeah.
literally is like, he gives him a blowjob look first. And Colossus puts him down, and he just keeps going down. And like grabs his pants, and Colossus brings him back up and takes
That's
the thing
funny.
out.
That's funny.
Did we not get the unicorns? Like the little dream unicorns in the.
No.
That was just the first.
That was the first one.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then yeah, he has a family now. X-Force, whatever. Credits. We go into the credits. And then the mid-credit scene is teenage supersonic nuclear warhead and Yukiko working on the little cables device. They figured out how to make it unlimited charge. Great, whatever. They toss it to Deadpool. He runs away, and they're like, "That this is a terrible idea." I made a huge mistake.
So fucking
And so yeah, he goes back and saves Vanessa by killing the guy with the sharpened cheese spreader and doesn't shoot wide this time. Goes back further and it takes care of the Deadpool version in Wolverine X-Men Origins Wolverine. Goes back further and kills Ryan Reynolds as he reads the first Green Lantern script.
So
Says
good.
"You're welcome, Canada." And then for me, that's it.
Yeah, and then we just got Hitler. And that was the only other.
That sounds interesting. I should
It,
watch it.
it
Baby
felt like the Wolverine Origins thing was longer than the original cut.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
was.
feels like it was,
we
yeah.
had Wolverine talk in this
Yeah,
one.
Wolverine says,
talks in mine too.
He says something, and then they make a joke where Ron Reynolds is like, "Yeah, maybe we'll team up sometime.
That
Like,
doesn't
We'll
happen
get
in
you in
mine.
our movie, like something like that."
And he's like, huh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Like,
you're like,
I think he says something about reprising the role. He's like, well, maybe we'll get you back. You
Yeah.
reprise the role or something like that. And then
Yeah.
he walks out and shoots the fucking thing like 5 more times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's great.
funny shit.
Yeah,
Love it.
and that's the movie.
That's the fucking movie. You guys ready for it?
Stan-dun-dun-dun-dun-down.
Ragu.
Stan-dun-dun-dun-dun-down.
Bagu.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ragu Bagu Vids. That's Rad Guys Talk Bad Guys. You can run our Patreon. Our Twitter. If you go to patreon.com/kindafunny for $69, you can tweet whatever you want from the Ragu Bagu Vids account. Big day for us here on
Oh.
Ragu Bagu. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside my one and only co-host, Andy Cortez.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just a rad guy here to talk a bad guy.
Andy, this is our last time we will ever run
Talk
through
about
all 31 it'll turn
Jesus
out to
fucking
be.
Christ.
Because when this is over, we are retiring the list. If you remember, it is the MCU Ragu Bagu vids list combined with the other movies we've reviewed since then, combined with the XCU in review thing, which sounded like a funny gimmick and quickly became annoying.
Yeah.
For us, not you. I don't know if you like this or not. So when we come back for Spider-Man, we're restarting the list. It'll be Ragu Bagu vids Spider-Man edition. And we'll do it that way from here on out. Currently, the standings for these bad guys are number 30, These Fucks from Thor 2. Number 29, These Ducks from Wolverine. Number 28, Abomination. 27, Apocalypse Duh. 26, Ronan from Guardians. 25, Cross from Ant-Man. 24, That Lady from Ghost. 23, Magneto/Phoenix X3. Number 22, Loki Thor. Number 21, Obadiah. Number 20, Mandrich/Aldrich. Number 19, The Vision from Solo. Number 18, Mask/Dormammu. Number 17, Magneto Brotherhood. Number 16, The Dink Sentinels. Number 15, Rockwell/Mickey. Number 14, Red Skull. Number 13, Francis Angel Deadpool. Number 12, Ultron and Ultron. Number 11, Hydra, Captain America, Winter Soldier. Number 10, Stryker. Number 9, Pierce Logan, X-24. Number 8, Baconator, First Class. Number 7, Ego Guardians 2. Number 6, Hell/Grand Mass Thor Rag. Number 5, Loki Avengers. Number 4, Bacon Guy Civil War. Number 3, MBJ Black Panther. Number 2, The Vulture. Number 1, Thanos, AIW. Andy Cortez, who are we ranking? What? We're putting fucking Raymond
Juggernaut and
Juggernaut
and old
Caleb?
Russell,
And old Russell.
right?
The
Essex
school, the Essex
people.
school.
Essex.
The more people we add, I
Can
just
you
think the
scroll down a
shittier
little
it
bit?
gets.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think like below Loki from Thor, maybe. No, maybe below Cross from Ant-Man. No, you know what? Below Ronan from Guardians, number 27.
So you're saying put him at 27. That would put the only people worse we've seen are Apocalypse, Abomination, these fucks from Thor, these fucks from Thor 2.
I like Ronan more.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. That's good picking.
What are you gonna call it? Doesn't matter, does it? You're
I'm
never
gonna
read
yeah,
the list
exactly.
again.
I'm gonna put doesn't matter Deadpool 2.
End of list.
DP2. DM DP2.
Now let's make that a
So
poster
much
and sell
history
it.
there.
Done. Perfect. So much history.
All right, now it's time to rank the X-Men Cinematic Universe once and for all the movies that are out currently. Cool, Greg, please bring it up. Number 1, we have Logan. Number 2, X-Men Days of Future Past. Number 3, Deadpool. Number 4, The Wolverine. Number 5, X-Men First Class. Number 6, X2. Number 7, X-Men Apocalypse. Number 8, X-Men The Last Stand. Number 9, X-Men. And number 10, X-Men Origins. Wolverine. Where does Deadpool 2 fit? I think that Deadpool 1 and 2 are interchangeable. I feel like they both have pros and cons. And while I think Deadpool 1 is a better movie front to back, I feel like Deadpool 2, with the expanded cast and with the choices it took, I think really succeeds at what it was trying to do. And for it being a sequel, I cannot believe how funny and good it was. Because of that, I would say I'd give it a nod over Deadpool 1.
I agree with you that Deadpool is a better movie, front to back. And that's why I would say Deadpool at 3, number 4, Deadpool 2.
I go with the same. Deadpool at number 3, Deadpool 2 at number 4.
It's the normal thing I think we see in all these movies where the next one starts getting broader, which can be good or bad. And I feel like it just didn't get broader in a way that made me believe in the universe. And that's a weird way to say it, but I believe in the universe of Deadpool 2 as much as I believed in the universe of Deadpool 1.
My thing is with Deadpool, I think Deadpool 2 is just a skosh better than Deadpool. And the reason being is I think that the reason for him doing all of the things he did in Deadpool 1 was so thin. And it's just a little less thin in this one. Like the kid, the family, all the themes. I feel like this just has a lot more depth, which is weird to say about a Deadpool movie.
I feel like both of them have depth. Like they,
Yeah, but I just feel like
achieve
this
that.
one had a lot more. I just think it had a lot more to it. And so that's why I'd give a subtle nod to Deadpool 2 over Deadpool.
I mean, and because of that, for me, I think it's number 2 overall.
Yeah, I agree with Tim. I think overall it should be number 2. I think it's a fantastic movie.
You're gonna put it above
Oh.
X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
I think so.
I wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't go that.
I think it succeeds at what it's trying to do better than Days of Future Past did.
This is like the first sequel, or sequel that were like, man, what a good job connecting to the last movie where you didn't cut out a whole bunch of shit like they did
Sure.
in X-Men, Days of Future Past.
That's fine, but I don't think
Yeah.
I mean,
As like a universe, like I feel like those two movies create the strongest universe out of all of this.
Very
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
they do and they don't, right? The only reason why
yeah.
they create everything is because there are no rules in this, and they can do whatever they want. Which
Very true.
But they
is
still
cool,
stick to
but-
those
Yeah.
rules, though. I think that's the beauty of it.
Sure,
is-
until they retcon all the rules at the end of it. Like,
but I feel like that's following the rules that this.
The only
that
rule
this
is there are
universe-
no rules.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
just
but
feel like-
they live by that. Though.
again, we have to judge these 2 by 2 separate metrics, right? Like X-Men: Days of Future Past to me was just a good start to finish like
Comic book movie.
blockbuster comic book movie. Deadpool is like a satire on comic book movies. I could understand why you would like that more than Days of Future Past. I just think Days of Future Past is a cooler, like a better version of what an X-Men movie should be.
I'm with
I mean,
you.
my thing is what an X-Men movie should be is dope ass action scenes, and I feel like Deadpool 2 especially has way better choreography than Days of Future Past does.
Yeah, I think this
I like
movie,
story in comic
I think part 1 captured exactly what it needed to, and this one did too, but we already saw part 1, so that's why I wasn't as high on it as part 1.
That's a good point of putting it. Yeah. I feel
get-
like it's one of those for me. Any given Sunday, it could change. And between do I think it's better? But I don't think it's better than Days of Future Past. So
I
I
don't
put
think
it at
so either.
4. I'd vote 4.
I think it
I'd
had
put it at
such a
3.
tough task of like trying to outdo part 1,
Yeah.
and
The fact that it even gets close or does, you know what I mean, it says a lot about it.
yeah,
All right, time to vote. Who thinks it's better than number 4, The Wolverine? All of us raise our hand. Who think it's better than number 3, Deadpool? Me, Kevin, and Nick raise our hands. Who think it's better than number 2, X-Men: Days of Future Past? Me and
Yeah,
Kevin
Tim.
raise our hand. The final ranking of the X-Men cinematic universe so far: number 1, Logan. Number 2, X-Men: Days of Future Past. Number 3, Deadpool 2. Number 4, Deadpool. Number 5, The Wolverine. Number 6, X-Men First Class. Number 7, X2. Number 8, X-Men Apocalypse. Number 9, X-Men The Last Stand. Number 10, X-Men. And number 11, where it fucking belongs, X-Men Origins,
Jesus Christ.
Wolverine.
It's almost like we should leave that one off because it's so bad.
Gentlemen, it's been quite the journey.
What a ride.
with this
I
show,
think
with
they
this
would agree,
X-Men
too.
Cinematic
A lot of bad fucking movies there.
a lot of bad fucking movies here.
Yeah,
Jesus
when you
Christ.
look at it, where do you think? This is where I would start recommending people watch. You know what I mean? Like this is your first movie. I mean, you look at our top 10. Are you saying at number 6, X2 is where you'd be like, this is where you should finally start watching? Number 5, X-Men First Class. Number 4, The Wolverine.
I think
I
number
think
5 and up.
Marvel,
I think
dude.
if you were to be like, hey, Nick, what X-Men movie should I watch? I'd be like, Logan, Deadpool, and Deadpool 2.
Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
And maybe throw an X-Men
Exactly.
Days Future Past, but you'll have zero context for it, so don't even bother watching it.
No, that's it. There's only 3 great movies here. Otherwise.
Womp womp.
Next up, we're going to be doing the Spider-Man. It's not even universe. Sony Spider-Man movies. Not counting Homecoming, even
Right.
though it's half Sony. And that
Everyone
gets
knows
fucking weird.
Homecoming is going to be the best.
But like I
Don't
said
worry.
earlier, Tobey Maguire movies, Andrew Goldfarb movies.
Yeah.
And then
then
eventually
Venom.
we'll do Venom and Into the Spider-Verse. But until then,
Have an exciting day.